Hey, we back. I'm here with a quick Mudae video because for the first time in months we have got ourselves a Mudae update. It's nothing major, so don't get too excited. But it's actually pretty nice. It's a flag update again, which is the same as the last update we had, but the difference is the last update we had, I think, added like one new flag or something, whereas this has content. There's a lot of cool stuff here. A couple of things that I've wanted for a while, but all in all, I'm going to quickly go through and explain what this stuff all means for you and what's new. We'll start at the top. First of all, we've got a bunch more characters. That's normal. That still happens pretty regularly. The chances are, out of these 4,500 characters, you probably want approximately 3 of them, and so the rest of them are just going to eat up your disable list. So sorry for that. My advice on that one is use game mode 2. It fixes that problem. But let's move on to the new stuff. So we've got disable overlap limits plus 500. This is very cool because if you remember, the disable overlap limit has been the same since like they were added, basically, and with so many characters being added to the bot, they really needed a bit of an increase. 500 is not too much, but that does what you would expect it to and increases your disable overlap limits, which is basically more free disables. Like I say, 500 is not too much, but at least it's a start, eh? We have also SDL limit, which has gone from 750 up to 1,000. If you're not sure what SDL limit is, it's the server disables. So this is normally moderator admin command stuff, just enabling you to disable series for the entire server, mandatorily. So that's kind of nice if you use that feature. We've got max custom images. Of course, the last minor update that we had that I didn't make a video on because it was kind of not necessary, increased the number of images and GIFs that you can add onto a character, doubling both of them. But now we have the custom images going up as well, only up to 25, not too much, but yeah, it's kind of nice to have. And then we also have keys are also displayed on the footer when set footer is active. So set footer being this option here, where the name of the character and the series they're from is displayed under the image, as it says here, in the footer. It's off by default, and I normally keep it off because I don't think it helps that much. You can quite easily look up here, and of course you normally have to look for your 2 roles left message down here anyway. But yeah, that is an option, and like I say, now displays keys down there. Now we get to the cool flag things. So we have searching the P flag, which already did exist, but now also works for top, IMA, wishlist, SDL, ADL, game mode 2, which is nice. If you weren't aware, the P flag is basically searching for a particular character name, so it could be used in like a MMR or something like that. If you were searching for an exact character, you can search with that one. But yet now works for a bunch of other stuff, which is nice. We also have multi-searching, supported for LL, top, etc. This list here. To filter series within the same command, you can use the equals sign. The example here is fn series equals note 1, note 2, but this might not make a huge amount of sense to you, so I'm going to give a slightly different example to demonstrate that. So, for example, here I've searched my MMR for a Kamega Kill and Steins Gate, and it's returning me, as you can see, a Kamega Kill and Steins Gate characters together. Together there's 2 pages of them, and that's all there is to it, really. Of course, we are all used to using this as a separator for many different things, but now we can be using this context as well. Is this useful or not? I'm not sure, but it's certainly nice to have. And what it means by the equals things being used, if you want to search by series, that's mostly to do with things like notes, which don't by default search like series. Obviously, with MMR, you're searching by series anyway, but with something like notes, you're searching for note. If you're using FN, you'd search for the note. So if you want to search for series 2, you can now use the equals. Now we get to my favourite one on this list, excluding a term by adding the minus minus in front of it. So we can do fn note 1 and then the regular separator with minus minus and note 2. Notes containing note 2 will be excluded from results. Also works if you add dash dash minus minus in front of a series or character or a tag to exclude it. So this will work for all of these same things up here, the same as multi-searching. So, for example, let's say I'm doing MMRP UE. As you can imagine, there's quite a few UEs. So, how can we exclude one of these? Let's say, other than UE Gamma here, I can do MMRP UE, and then I can exclude UE Gamma, and it's still going to be searching for UE, but it's excluding that one UE. Kind of nice. You can also do this with series and bundles. So for example, if I want to do MMR Kadokawa, that's going to return a lot of stuff. But let's suppose I want everything in Kadokawa except for RE0, then it's going to return pretty much the same list of stuff, but as you can see, there's been 3 pages knocked off, and REM is no longer at the top. It's excluding RE0. So yeah, this exclusion one is really helpful in my opinion. This is the one that I've wanted for a while, so it's kind of nice that we got that. Enables you to search much more effectively through many different menus, which is nice. This next one is a little confusing. It says pages, user IDs, usernames, and mentions can now be added anywhere in the query as long as they are separated by a $sign. But things like mmserve and mmupdate still work the same. I don't think this realistically makes any particular difference. I suppose it's kind of nice that there's a little more option with you typing out the commands. So if you do prefer to use it in this kind of format, then go ahead, but I suspect that most people are going to be used to using it the way that's worked in the past, and so I don't think this one really makes any difference to anyone. We also finally have a few flag changes for the P flag being moved to the flag Q, because of course, like I said, the P flag did already exist for something else, but now it's being shifted around in searching up here. So the old P flag has moved for Q for these things. So we have very nice terms here: inexact search, exact search, results starting exactly by your query, and results ending exactly by your query. This, by the way, kind of helpful information either way. So yeah, that's kind of nice. We did already have all of these features, so this is nothing new. As you can see, we have the old ones here and the new ones here, but it's kind of nice that this is all the same flag. Personally, I use this IMA with the $sign at the end kind of regularly. I think that one's kind of helpful. You can also do that with IM, as it says here. So if you're searching for a character or a series and you don't quite know the name, you're not 100% sure, you could shove that $sign at the end to give you a little search result page instead, which was pretty nice. But yeah, that's now been moved to Q exclamation mark, for example. Yeah, but this is nothing new. And then, yeah, technically, finally, we also have a flag to sort alphabetically, which is equals equals. This is also nothing new. It's just the old MMABC. But I suppose that makes sense because MMABC is one of the oldest flags, if you can call it that even, and it is starting to become redundant with all of these formatting changes that are being added. So it makes sense that that's been moved. Anyway, that is all of the update. There's not much to it in terms of functionality for the bot, but it is a very nice quality of life update. As I said, I'm a huge fan of the excluding a term thing. I've been waiting for that one, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm sure there's something here that you can like. If nothing else, you've got to enjoy that 500 disable overlap limit. But anyway, I will end this one here. Bye!